Welcome back to Soccerdads. Today I have Coach Nate Ellison from a small club here in Sierra Vista, Arizona, here to join me. So thank you for joining me.
Absolutely.
So today I want to kind of get into your background a little bit. So Coach Ellison is a club director here at Cochise here in Sierra Vista. Go ahead and give me a little bit of your background.
Yeah, so about 3 years ago, Alex Lopez, the founder of FC Fuego, approached me about taking over the club. It was a pretty cool opportunity for me. I was the head coach of the youth program for close to 2 years at that point. So I took over the club. We rebranded as Cochise United. That was over 2 years ago now, and it's taken off ever since.
Okay. And how many teams do you have in your club currently?
So right now we have 4 teams. We have a girls U10, we have a boys U13, U15, and U17.
Okay, so 3 boys team and a girls team.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. What kind of background is like your coaches and stuff like that? Any licensing qualifications that your coaches have?
Most or all of our coaches have a grassroots license. We encourage them to continue their education. I'm not a big believer in the licensing pathway, right? It's kind of like if you think about modern day society, everybody's gone through college. Some of those people graduate college now and realize that they haven't been properly equipped for the world. So the licensing system is somewhat outdated sometimes. There's a lot of good resources there, and I'm obtaining my D and my C license in the next year or two. But most of our coaches have the grassroots, and they're striving to obtain other certifications or other licensing opportunities.
All right, thanks. What kind of where do you guys play typically throughout the seasons?
So our boys teams all play in the competitive structure of ASA, so Open League and State League. Our girls played in PCJSL because they're younger and it was their first year together, so that's where we play. And then all the tournaments in Tucson and then invitational ones in Phoenix, we attend those.
Okay. And then for training, what's your training structure look like on a typical week? How much exposure the boys and girls get on the ball?
So for our U14s and up, we train 3 days a week. Our U15s and U17s currently also lift once a week. And then our younger teams train 2 to 3 times a week. It depends on field availability, but we try to get every team on the field 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay. And as a coach or director of coaching and stuff, do you have any expectations of your kids to try to get work outside of normal team training?
Yeah, so I encourage all my boys to find a one-on-one coach to work with, whether it's Roger or there's some guys in Tucson. I'll do it if they ask me to, but even just going home and doing 10 minutes on the ball makes a huge difference. And you can tell the kids that work on their own from the kids that don't. It's very easy to see. I'm sure you've seen that too in your experience. So it's a big thing.
No, for sure. Going into it, like you're kind of like a coaching philosophy, winning versus developmental. I know it's a big topic in the youth world.
Yeah.
Kind of give me your philosophy on that.
So I believe development is tracked and observed by results, right? So if you're not winning games, you're not developing kids, at least properly. So at the younger ages, development is the focus, right? So you want kids to get better on the ball, you want them to understand the game, you want them to be physically strong, physically fit. As for the older boys, once they hit 14, 15, 16, the focus needs to shift to winning because 90% of kids don't go on to play at the next level, right? So if they're preached their entire life development and not winning and not learning how to win, which is applicable once they graduate high school, once they graduate college or whatever they go on to do, they're not going to understand how the world works about how wins and losses work, right? So the way I coach and the way I train all our coaches and the way the coaches that I've learned from have told me is tell your kids how to play the game the right way, right? Learn how to play with the ball, play as a team, and the wins will come from that.
No, I absolutely do agree with that. You develop young and then get into winning as you get older, for sure. So that's awesome. What kind of pathway, I know you're a rather young team, for like your older kids as they progress into the high school ranks, do you have a pathway currently trying to get to that next level that they're trying to get to that you're able to help them with right now?
Yeah, so like you said, most of our teams are middle school and down. This last year we did have a team of high school boys. They're freshmen and sophomores, either at Douglas, Buena, or even some in out in Sonoyta or whatever. But moving forward, a goal for me is to connect with college coaches, college programs, recruitment officers. There's camps and everything you can do. Our U15 boys actually got invited to the RSL College Showcase.
Nice.
And we were able to interact with some coaches there. We actually won the tournament, which was cool. So we had coaches on the sides watching. And, no college coach, kids in 8th grade aren't allowed to be approached, right?
Correct.
But it was good to get them that exposure. And me as a coach, I'm learning about the process, and I'm committed to getting our boys this next season the opportunity to play in front of college coaches.
And that's one thing also with this channel. We are trying to help with that process, kind of just get the knowledge out there for people to navigate that process as well. So as you guys follow along, it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, you guys went up to a RSL showcase and won. How is that being a small town, city here in Sierra Vista as a small player pool, competing against the likes of Tucson and Phoenix and all these bigger schools?
It's very rewarding, and it's really rewarding when you see the growth from kids that I've had since they were 9, 10, 11 years old from a small town, right? They've come together, and I couldn't have done it, my club couldn't have done it without the parents buying in way back, 2-3 years ago. It's very rewarding to go to Phoenix and people don't even know where you're from. And you go, and we played an NL1 team, a National League team, we beat them 3-0. And so that was really cool to see that my boys here, and it proved that the talent is here to go up there and do that. And I couldn't have done it without the boys, without their families, and just the buy-in from everybody. But it's very fun. We have an advantage, not in the sense of talent and numbers, but in terms of the community and the team-based. All these kids have grown up together. They go to school together. You're not pulling from 100 miles away. They see each other every day.
Yep.
And that's something that is really hard to replicate in bigger cities, so it's something that we strive to achieve with that.
No, that is awesome. It's not sometimes about the badge on your chest, as much as the friendships that you create within soccer
Exactly.
community.
Yeah.
And that is one thing about a small clubs, that small city, that has over the likes of some of these bigger cities and bigger clubs.
Yeah,
So
and
awesome.
to jump on that, something that myself and our entire board strives to do is once to twice a month we try to do team building activities where we'll have a pool party, we'll do a tactics meeting at our club office that we have, where we have a whiteboard and a TV screen, and either myself or one of our coaches will lead us through some video from the game. We'll order pizzas, we'll have the kids, and we love being able to provide that to the families and kids. Here in Sierra Vista, this is really cool to do, and it helps us stand out. You have to find advantage over big clubs, right?
Yep.
So that's what we do.
All right. You talked about like success and stuff like that within that team. Can you give one example of a coaching success that you've had off the top of your head right now?
There's a lot. I would say individually, I've been working with a player for 2 years now. His talent is way above his age, and I've tried to help him develop into a team player and an individual player at the same time. So he's very good with dribbling, he's very fast, he's very strong, he's very athletic. But I've been able to unlock and teach him about playing as a team and how that can actually benefit himself more if his teammates buy in and trust him as well. And recently at a tournament, we were playing up into a U16 bracket as a U15 team. He scored a hat trick in the first game, and it was a team goal every single time. And when he scored the goals, he ran straight to his teammates, and it was really cool to see the team come together.
That's
like
awesome.
that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome to hear. Talking about that, so some of your boys' teams are kind of a little closer in age.
Mm-hmm.
Is there opportunities for some of the younger boys to play up?
Yeah.
As like you said, you have that one player that's really good.
Yeah.
You have a lot of players. I've seen your team; they are a good team. So.
Yeah.
But those opportunities,
Good, how are you?
for those younger players to play up.
Uh-huh. So something really cool that we developed, and it's not just me behind the scenes, right? We have 8 board members, I have 3 or 4 managers, I have 5 assistant coaches, right? Something that we've strived over the last 2 years is we do what's called joint practices. So we have our U17 boys, they train on their own twice a week, and then once a week they train with the U15s together. And so those U15 boys get to play up with the older boys, and then our older boys get a full field scrimmage against another team midweek. The older boys also play with our men's team occasionally, which plays in the Sunday league. And then our U13 boys play up with the U15s once a week. So we're able to do that as a club, being here small locally. I also pulled up 2 kids from our U13s, went to a tournament with the U15s. They got some playing time and exposure. So that's something we strive to do as well.
That's awesome to hear, because sometimes you do see those kids, they kind of get stuck in their age, they don't have
Yep.
anywhere to grow.
Yeah.
So that's good to hear. All right, final question. I asked this question the other night,
Yeah.
last interview. We have a big tournament coming in the United States here this summer,
Uh-huh.
the World Cup.
Yeah.
What are you, as a coach, player, just a fan of the game, what are you most excited about coming into this World Cup this year?
That's a good question. I want to see Mbappe become the all-time World Cup goal leader.
Mbappe, all right.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. I really love the way he plays for his international teams, and I think it'd be awesome to see in the modern day game a guy become the all-time goal scorer. That'd be really cool.
Very cool. And at, the World Cup, we're going to see the end of the career for the World Cup for some legends out there too. You got Ronaldo and Messi, some of these others. Probably last time we see them at that stage. So
yeah,
it's awesome. Well, thank you, Coach Nate.
For sure.
Cochise United guys, small club, great heart, big. They compete with the best of them. So if you guys haven't heard of them, you hear them now. It's Cochise United.